Hey there and welcome. Have you ever clicked a button on a website and just wondered what happens next? Like really happens behind the scenes? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how Java powers some of the biggest and most powerful sites on the web. Let's get right into it. The story starts with a number, millions. Yeah, you heard that right, millions of them. We're talking about huge applications. Think banking sites, massive e-commerce stores, you name it. They all rely on Java to do the really heavy lifting. And that's exactly why it's so cool to understand how it all works. I mean, it feels so simple, doesn't it? Just one little click. But that single action kicks off this incredible chain of events behind the scenes. So what's the secret? Let's follow that click and find out. Every great story has a beginning. And for a web app, it all starts with your click. That's the starting gun for this whole journey. The second you click that button, your browser, Chrome, Safari, whatever you're using, it bundles up this little message, an HTTP request. It then sends that message flying across the internet to a super powerful computer called a server, basically asking, hey, I need you to do something for me. And this, right here, is where the real magic happens. That request hits the Java web server, which is kind of like the command center for the whole operation. So let's crack open this black box and see what's going on inside. You see, a server isn't just one single thing. It's more like a highly efficient team. And to make this super easy to understand, let's imagine our Java server is like the kitchen of a fancy restaurant. Okay, in our kitchen, we've got two main superstars. First, you have the chef. In the Java world, we call this the servlet. Then you've got the designer, which we call a JSP. The chef handles all the complicated logic, the actual cooking, and the designer, they make sure the final dish looks absolutely perfect. So the servlet is our chef. It gets your order, that's your request, and it figures out exactly what needs to be done. It's the brain of the operation. It's doing the calculations, applying the rules, and basically cooking all the raw data into something useful. And right alongside is our designer, the JSP. As soon as the chef has all the data cooked up and ready, the designer takes over. It's like a template that beautifully arranges everything on the plate. In web terms, the JSP builds the actual visual web page that you're going to see in your browser. All right, so our chef is all fired up and ready to cook. But what's a chef without ingredients? Where does the servlet get all the specific info it needs to make your page? The answer is the database. Simple as that. If you ask for your user profile, all that info, your name, your purchase history, everything, it's all neatly stored away in a database. Let's jump back to our kitchen analogy. The database is the pantry. It's this massive, perfectly organized storeroom where every single ingredient, every piece of data is labeled and sitting on a shelf, just waiting for the chef to grab it for a recipe. So let's see. The chef grabbed the ingredients from the pantry, cooked the meal, and the designer made it look beautiful. Now there's only one thing left to do. Send it out to the customer, which is you and your browser. Now, here's a super important point. The server can't just send a bunch of raw Java code back to you. Your browser has no idea how to read Java. It would be like a chef sending you the recipe written in a language you don't speak. It just wouldn't work. Instead, the server translates everything into the 3 universal languages that every single browser on the planet understands. It sends HTML, which is like the skeleton of the page. It sends CSS for all the style, the colors, the fonts, the layout. And it sends JavaScript to make things interactive, to make the buttons actually do stuff. So let's put it all together. Here's the full journey, soup to nuts. Step 1, your browser sends a request. Step 2, the servlet, our chef, and the JSP, our designer, process that request. Step 3, the servlet has to fetch the data from the database, our pantry. And finally, step 4, the server sends a beautiful, fully formed web page back as the response. It's an incredible dance, and it happens in the blink of an eye. And that's it. You've just followed the entire journey of a single click. What started as just a simple tap on your screen turned out to be this whole world of amazing technology working together perfectly. So, what are the big things to remember here? First, Java is all about building dynamic pages, pages that are customized just for you. Second, that journey is always the same, browser to server, server to database, and all the way back again. Third, remember our kitchen crew. Servlets are the chefs doing the logic, and JSPs are the designers handling the presentation. And last but not least, the finished product, the web page you see, is always made of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
Once you understand this basic flow, the whole world of web development really starts to open up. The source material for this explainer put it perfectly. Let's explore Java web technologies together. So the next time you click a button online, maybe you'll think about that incredible journey. Thanks for joining me for this.